Alright, I'm back again. I'll try to make this short, sweet, simple, to the point. Been a while. It's not because I haven't had something to say. It's just because, quite frankly, I'm about half paranoid that by posting a video anymore, they're gonna boot my channel off. Let's talk a little bit about the assassination attempts on Donald Trump. Shall we? And let's see if we can tie it, if I can coherently tie it in to the January 6th incident at the Capitol. What do they have in common? Rhetoric. When you think about what they were saying had the January 6ers riled up, it was to talk about this election was stolen. This is the most important election of our lifetime, and it was stolen. A threat to democracy. All this stuff. And it had enough people riled up, ready to do something, that they stormed, a group of them, a sizable group, went into the Capitol. Well, now, after months of hearing how Donald Trump is, quote, literally Hitler, and how he is a threat to democracy, a threat to liberty, all this, a lot of the same stuff you were hearing leading up to the 2020 election. Now all of a sudden people are doing crap with him, shooting at him and stuff like that. And once again, a lot of the same people who are, we need to dial back our rhetoric, we need to dial it back, are some of the same people running their fly traps. Say the next day they say the exact same things they were saying, a lot of the same things that they were saying we need to stop saying. 24 hours is all it takes. Sometimes they do it the same day. The reason why they're doing all this is because they know certain things, you've been conditioned over the course of your lifetime, where certain things create a certain emotional response. Emotions can be predictable. Anger can be predictable. Not only can it make you stupid, but it can cause you to react in a certain predictable fashion. And what do I mean by you've been conditioned by this about your entire life? I'm 37 years old. I know I look a little bit older, a good bit older actually. But I can't begin to account for the number of times I've heard that this is the most important election of our lifetime. How democracy is on the line, how our way of life is on the line. How long can you expect people to hear stuff like that? Every couple of years, really, because you get a little bit of each election cycle, but mostly during the presidential election cycle. But how many times can you expect people to hear that over the course of their lives before they begin to believe it? When things are getting worse because of government spending causing our money to be worth crap, and people are struggling to pay to live, and they keep hearing it, they believe it. They don't realize it's both sides responsible, but they believe it, and they are, in their minds, they are literally fighting for survival. Trying to get to a point where they can have a disposable income again, where they can afford to put food on their table and keep electricity on and keep a roof over their heads. Both sides are thinking that way, and they think the other side is responsible. they don't realize that both sides are responsible because they both pass bullcrap laws. Neither side really passed. I don't think they passed a budget. They may have passed one budget since George W. Bush was president. They just find new ways to spend and screw us over. And as people become more and more desperate to afford to live, certain key words can trigger certain responses. And it's like they actually want this to happen. Have you noticed that? Because when certain things happen, they can't pass a budget, which is one of the base functions of the government. But they can pass other things. Look for the flock cameras popping up that track your license plates. Think about the Patriot Act and all the other surveillance acts where they can track the crap out of you. California just passed a law banning untrue political statements, which they would decide what's true and what isn't, with cause of wanting to do that on a national level. These are some of the things that they want. And if we keep allowing ourselves to be divided and made angry, and by default, because we're angry, stupid, they're going to get it. And we can't count on the Supreme Court to have our backs because they've already decided this year that we can't put too much of a restriction on the government when it comes to free speech. We can't, the government can't have too much restrictions on censorship. That was a decision, was it May or June, I believe it was. I did a video on that. Do you see what I've been getting at? They take a little bit of a power and then they expend it in other areas. It branches out. And then they expand, not only they take this initial power from here, again, BA Political Science. I didn't want to take the extra science courses for a Bachelor of Science, but they take that power level from here to here. And then they expend a little bit more. And then, we need a little bit more power here. And they keep raising and expanding, raising and expanding. It's like with a frog or a lobster. You don't just throw them in a hot pot of water. You have it room temperature. Put them in there. And then raise the temperature up. By the time they realize what's going on, it's too late. Guess what? Ribbit. Is the water starting to get warm? These are just some thoughts I've been pondering today. Kind of a bit of a random ramble, but let me know what you think. Later.